Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Good morning. Bo says she's really super sick, but listening. Welcome, Bo. Please feel better. Shout out to you, Bo. Thank you for being here. But, self care if you need to log off. Shout out to you. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Shards. Hey, Candy's Life. Welcome, Pika. Welcome, everybody. Oh, Marina. Welcome, Marina. Didi, welcome. Shout out to everybody. Renee, welcome, welcome. Because I happen to catch it. Shout out to you. Happy Saturday. I was gonna say the B word. I don't know why. I'm like waking up, y'all. Let me wake up. Beach Bree. I was seriously just wondering when this video was going to come out. Which one? Shout out to you. He says, if we would like a comment, I would like that. What are you all talking about? Shout out to you. Okay, you all ready for this? Look, let me do this because I still need to get, I got my drink. I need to let everybody know that we are live. I need a little bit of caffeine, so I might actually go make some coffee real quick and get that going. Can y'all do me a favor? Hit the like button. I'm going to do a little intro so we can get started and let the people know that we are here live. Let's do this one. Hey, everybody. One second. I got to let the Discord know that we are live as well, y'all. I just went and did my coffee real quick. Rushed over there and did the coffee real quick, and we will turn on this camera. Welcome, everybody, guys. Welcome. Everyone. We are live now. I don't have a thumbnail for this video quite yet, but that's okay. I figured people were here for the conversation this morning. Welcome, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Here we go. All right. I got my coffee ready to go. Welcome, everybody. Oh, man. Yes. Okay. I think everything's well. Thank you. Simply Monica says, just listening. Evil Genius says, I never say curse words anyways. All right. I totally missed half of that message, but shout out to you guys. Fabulous Fab. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Thank you. You said I was waiting for you to respond on my most recent Beast info. Where did you put your most recent? Did you email me about it? Let me know. People have been emailing me. I'm going to tell you this, and guys, I get a lot of emails. So please don't get mad if I don't respond right away. Sometimes I don't respond to emails. I just read them and then kind of go about my day. Not that I don't want to respond. It's just that I get a lot and I don't always have the time to respond. But you said Weddle. Is that how you say that? Hold up. I don't see anything in my inbox if you send me something, but if you want to send me something, feel free. This is the email. Hold up, where's my email at? I think it's time for me to organize my StreamYard. This is it right here. Feel free to send me something. Pika and Cheeks, welcome, guys. Everybody, welcome. Just a tea, please. Thank you so much for being here. Lady of Veggies. Wim is in the house. Wim. Welcome. Renee. Yes, everybody. Welcome. Let's see what you guys are saying. Just a little check-in. Okay, I was watching a live with Jake Wendell, the guy who first tried the 100 days solitary last night. He said coming forward with his story has been the best thing he could ever have done. I have not seen this. All right, so where can I, Shards, where can I find this? Let me see if I can look for it right now. This would be a new reaction for me. Not now. If you want to shoot me an email on it, please do. Thank you. Let me go ahead and check that out. Okay, I did find some articles on him. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Hold on, let me catch up with the chat real quick. Let's see. We're not talking about Amber Heard right now, love. Let me put you on timeout. Come with the topic, please and thank you. Jake the Viking is a little litter bug that invited a teenager to meet his sicko brother. Oh my God. There's been a lot that has been said about Jake the Viking. It's a lot. You said Dogpack 404 second video. Okay. I don't think Dogpack gives minds too much that people are playing his videos. If anything, I think he's okay with it. All right, but let me see. You said second video? Man, oh man. Oh, this one. Okay. Yeah, the one that says evil on it. Gotcha. Hold up. This guy right here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Because this guy right here, I saw some clips and I was trying to figure out a little bit. And for those that are, I'm very slow at this too. So we're learning together. Please note that I am not on top of a lot of this stuff other than the basics. That there's been some allegations that this guy has hired people recklessly to his company that is supposed to be about kids. That's what I'm really concerned about. Let me be very clear. So we are going to do our best to kind of get through the information as best as we can. I patiently waited for part 2 last night. Cicely, really? And this is the part 2, right? Well, this is 2 days ago. Thank you, Mandy Me. Shout out to you. No, y'all are not late. We are just getting started. Welcome, everybody. I just got my coffee going so we could talk. So let me go to this video right here first before we go to this one. This is the same guy. This is August the Duck, okay? And one of the things that's coming about, Rolling Stone actually wrote an article about 2 days ago that Ava Chris, she didn't just write inappropriate messages to like minors. Like it wasn't just that. It was within the company too, that there were some people in the company that were talking about in his, MrBeast empire, industry, whatever you want to call it, that there were concerns about Ava Chris before. This wasn't a situation where it was like within the company, there's some concerns there, right? That's what I want to know. Like, what else is there? You've never heard of Mr. Yeast? Shout out to you guys. No worries. It seems like it was a culture, right? Like it seems like that's the culture of it. I know, Nebulous, right? You call yourself Mr. 666. Just saying. Need some Z's. Where can I find his own video? Because I feel like other creators are taking from the video, and I really just want to hear his own words. You said Weedle, I think that's how you say that. Is it Weedle? Also did his own video and was very good. The Dog Park Pack Part 2 is very good, in my opinion. Weedle is honest and vulnerable about his experience. Does he have his own channel? Does he have his own? Like, where can we find it? That's what I want to know. Let me know. But I really want to get into this, and I figured I've not seen them, and so we could do a live reaction together about this. Okay, Wendell did a live. late last night. This was the best for his mental health. Okay, where does he have a YouTube channel? I could type in his name. Let me go do that right now. Does he have a YouTube channel? Hold up, Jake. Huh. This guy. Yeah, and I've seen him a couple times. He's the one that was doing the lie detector test too. Okay. Gotcha. Jake the Viking versus this guy. Y'all are talking about this guy right here. Okay. Hey, Leslie Ann. He's a comedian? Okay. Well, there's that. The reason I left MrBeast, this was 2 days ago. Okay, let's start right here.
Before this maybe gets taken down, I hope it doesn't. I'm choosing my words very carefully, as I have for the past 5 years. Before we really get started,
and let me just say, this guy was like, I guess he was doing a video, and MrBeast showed up in his chat. We saw a screenshot of him, like MrBeast was kind of making threats to him in the chat, saying that he was going to strike him for privacy, YouTube privacy complaint or something like that.
I just want to go ahead and say that in the top link in the description, I have a link to a fundraiser to help fight against child sex trafficking. Schmafficking. I hate the internet. The reason I'm choosing this fundraiser is because just fully coincidentally, I got to do this show. It was a benefit show to prevent child sex trafficking. And the show was on the 30th. Funny enough, I was booked on that show like a month ago before any of this came out. And I know what you're thinking, like a comedian at a show to fundraise to fight child sex trafficking. How am I going to make this funny? Well, I gave it a try. I was building off of one of the things the speaker said. Rich and famous and powerful people, they're the ones who often get away with this kind of thing, And that's when I think Drake lost the rap battle. One guy laughed, as soon as he was like, man, I'm too rich and famous for that kind of thing. I'd be in jail by now. It's like, really?
All right, I'm going to need you to get to the point. See, I can't do this. Let's go.
Not even my legal disclaimer. That was just a fun little story that had nothing to do with nothing. My legal disclaimer that has nothing to do with nothing is about the definition of defamation. Things that cannot be considered defamation are things that are true and or happened.
It had a check mark on it. That's what made me think that it was him. You know how YouTube is a little bit different. You can't buy check marks. Your account has to be verified by YouTube before you, basically you have to meet a threshold of subscribers. I think it's 100,000. And once you get that, then you're able to, get your check mark. That's why I was thinking it was him, but I could be wrong.
Opinions. So I might say some things that I think to be true or I know to be true, but at the very least, I'll have some opinions. Something else I think to be true. This is a story, a little anecdote. Something that happened the other day when I was searching for North Carolina NDA lawyers, again, for no reason. I called my buddy. Let's say his name is Mark. I called him because he lives there and he's connected with the law enforcement and the lawyers and the legal stuff, I thought, who else do I call? So I called him back after I talked to the lawyers who I didn't need. And I was like, oh my God, that lawyer is so nice. She's so great. Thank you for sending me her way. She is fantastic. And then my buddy Mark, my friend Mark, his name is Mark. He goes, hey man, just a heads up. I know a lot of the law enforcement in Greenville because I used to live over there. And apparently a lot of them are working right now for one guy, company, entity. A lot of them are on the same dime, working overtime for one thing, whatever that may be. And I was like, say that again. That's wild. I didn't think anything of that. I thought, that's a little extra. Anyway, I don't know if that corroborates anything that somebody else, has been posting because they allegedly have, insider information from allegedly, the inside of some alleged entity. You can tell I talk to lawyers. This video is about nothing on the off chance, that, I don't know. I'm just going to, all right, I'm going to cut the shit. A lot of people don't come forward about stuff, wherever they work. Because they're worried that if they do, their career is going to be over, or their friends are going to lose their jobs, or maybe if I'm nice publicly, I'll have a chance to come back and do another thing for money, whether that's work or a game.
What do you all think? I mean, I'm just I'm waiting for him to get to the point, and I think part of it is it's throwing me off a little bit, just a little bit. That's all. You said it could be, for YouTube it's a little bit different though, and I say this because I have not seen, unless it's a music account, I've never seen an account with the check mark that they've been able to purchase. YouTube doesn't allow for that, because what happens is when you hit that 100K, you get your little plaque, and you actually have a real person that reviews your account to give you that check mark. A lot of people, I'm just saying, everybody's working towards that check mark. I think we all want that check mark because it really I think it sets you apart from the accounts that don't have a check mark. I don't know.
Whatever. And that's kind of a weird system to have when someone is in a position where they can't say no financially. Their career and life, their ability to eat, depends on making somebody else who has money and power happy. It's not really a choice, is it? It's not a choice, especially when you put a camera in their face either, hypothetically. If it was a really good deed, I don't think anybody would know about it. Here's a game. Donate to the link in my chat and don't say anything. Don't talk about it. Don't film yourself doing it. Just do it. Just do it because it's the right thing to do.
What? And then he says, hold up. He says, oh, I'm trying to read that. Where did it go? Lord have mercy.
Hypothetically. If it was a really good deed, I don't think anybody would know about it. Here's a game. Donate to the link in my...
Or any charity or fundraiser you feel comfortable donating to that helps victims of sexual assault. He really doesn't know how to spell sex trafficking, and just donate. Gotcha.
My chat and don't say anything. Don't talk about it. Don't film yourself doing it. Just do it. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. Going on that thing was the first time in 5 years I was able to talk with no filter about something, and I would like to continue to do that. I really would. I would like to be myself. I would like to be honest. I would like to tell people what I knew, what I know, when I knew it, and I want to tell people what Jimmy's really like. And I'm actually going to be uploading one video here on this channel every day until the Batman takes off his mask. I'm kidding. But not every single video I post is going to be tea. You know, maybe I'll sneak some tea in somewhere. You know, I'm sure there's a handful of people watching everything I upload up to this point like a hawk.
You said it's just the way that he presents stuff. He's a comedian, so I think he speaks about hard things with humor. Gotcha. I think he gets into the main issue around 14 minutes. Let me go and speed up. I think that's part of the issue. It's like, get to the issue. Hey, Tinkle Tits, thank you for being a member for 18 months. Shout out to you, Tinkle Tits. Thank you. You said, Rabbit, you need to hear this. Okay. And trust me when I tell you, I can undo and reverse that pretty quick. You don't need an PI when you have 2 eyes. Okay, I'm going to start at the 12-minute mark, okay?
Like drugs and sex thing, but just to get ahead of that, I guess. Sure, I do drugs. Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, I'm on my prescribed medication currently. And am I into weird sex shit? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm like a hetero flexible.
I think they all are, Jonesin. I mean, I don't think anybody's doing anything for free, you know?
Old polyamorous, he-they-ish Brooklynite. You better believe I've gotten into some stuff. Gender's a spectrum, and I'm spinning the wheel, baby. At least anybody I'm talking to, like, can go see Deadpool without their mom, you know? You must be this tall to ride, and by this tall, I mean, ID has got to be, like, way above 18. And if I'm missing anything and other weird bullshit comes up, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to talk about it. I got no skeletons I ain't scared to talk about. In fact, I might even make a playlist about it. I'll make a playlist called Skeletons. If something comes my way, I'm going to make a video about it, unless they take it down. I don't know. I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to say, I didn't do this for money. I didn't do this for fame. I didn't do this to jumpstart my career. I wasn't trying to be an opportunist. I actually, I held my tongue for a long time because I made the calculation that was the right thing to do based on the information I had. And once I found out some new information, that changed the equation. So here we are. So if you've liked me on the MrBeast channel, if you wanted to see a lot more of me, hey, me fucking too, brother. But thank God you have a chance to see me here. Maybe I upload more videos where I talk about some tea, or maybe I talk about stuff I want to talk about. Maybe I make some sketches with my friends. You might see some stand-up clips, streaming, short form. I just got a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about that I haven't been able to talk about for about 5 years now. So.
Oh my God. Cornfreak, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. Cornfreak says, I just love the name Tinkle Tits. Me too. Let me see. And I hear you. He was tortured, y'all. He was. I think his approach, because like, who was it that said it earlier? Need Some Z said, his way is a little bit different because he's a comedian. So he's finding a way to kind of ease into the information. But I've been hearing this too, the 13th hour, that he was tortured. He was put to do some stuff as well. He's definitely not trying to get sued. I think he's nervous for sure. And I'm wondering if he probably talked to a lot of lawyers. And so he's trying to approach the situation in like a skit format, which for some of us, like, that are just like, we just needed to get the information. Like, what are you trying to say? It throws us off. I have not watched this. So you're seeing my reaction pretty like, okay, when are we going to get to it? Now that I'm at 13 minutes in, I could definitely see that this has been maybe something that he's having a hard time kind of getting into and trying to figure out how to get into, and speaking in like, in the allegedly language, if that makes sense, so that he is not able to get sued.
If you're interested in that or me, then subscribe, follow, TikTok, Instagram. I wanted to stream so bad. I don't know how. And I have some projects in the works, like a screenplay I'm working on about, it's kind of like The Office, but instead they work at a YouTube company, and the boss is like a Michael Scott type, but he's like a millionaire kid who doesn't know what he's doing but thinks he's a genius. And I'm working on other screenplays, pilots, TV shows, and I'm also working on a documentary from my perspective about this whole situation. So if you want to see any of those projects get made, then donate to my Patreon, or just even a follow would be lovely. And again, please donate to the fundraiser to help prevent child sex trafficking. Before I go, I want to tell a story about my dad, if that's okay. And then you guys can go. Everybody loved my dad. Everybody thought he was the coolest, nicest guy in the world, you know? People would say, I would talk about what my dad was like. They'd be like, what, that guy? No way, you know? And it wasn't until, news broke that he did something bad to a kid that people, started changing their attitude, and I got a lot of sorries. I don't know.
Is this the real Aaron? Or is this? I think Aaron has a check mark on his name. I could be wrong. I don't know. He says, hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Lord have mercy. I don't know if this is a troll. Do we have a troll? Can y'all check? Just make sure that this is the real Aaron, because I don't know. I can't see it on my end. You said it's Aaron's fault? Let me just make sure. Yeah, this person doesn't have a check mark. I don't know how to get one of those check marks. Lord. Anyways, let's continue.
Just seemed like a relevant story, I guess. You hear that? You guys hear that? Mustard on the beat. What? Hey, can I get a rapper to DM me? I want to do parody songs of all the Kendrick Drake diss raps. Something like a Hassan, keep the family away. Moist, keep the family away. Thank you for watching, and algorithm willing.
Oh, around, okay.
So like and subscribe. All that jazz.
Aaron, let me say something, man. Can I just say this? Everybody's a little, like, I'm paranoid. I don't know if it's you, not you. Like, I just want to make sure that it's you, because I'm just saying, everybody is like, we're all getting trolled. It's Aaron? Okay. Unless this person was able to get 240,000 subs and do videos in the last, 24 hours, I am paranoid. I'm paranoid as AF. It's all Aaron's fault. I cannot. Aaron's like, I'm not able to get these little checkmark things. How do you get one? I don't know, yo. I'm like, I don't know. Is this the real Aaron? Will the real Aaron please stand up? Please stand up. I don't know. I'm just saying, I am paranoid, especially in Aaron did it. I don't know what Aaron did, but he did it. It's an Aaron imposter. Okay, let's keep going. I know I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. I'm very paranoid. I never know who's the real Aaron or who's this person. You said only mods can follow chats to the account. Yes. You go get your account. You don't have a check mark, Aaron? Hold up. Now I'm going to time out. Hold up. You done messed me up now. You don't have a check mark. Go get your account reviewed. That's how you get that check mark. You have your plaque. I'm surprised you don't have a check mark. Doesn't that come with together? Yeah, Aaron doesn't have a check mark. A lot of my check mark friends, they had to go through a review process after they got their 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to need you to do that, because that check mark is everything. That's how we know that whether it's you or not. Purple Coconut says that once you reach your 500,000, you'll figure it out. It's not cool. All right. Yeah. Y'all go. Tico Tit says, look, click this link. It'll help you with your check mark. Now you have check mark envy. I don't know. That check mark is everything. Will the real Aaron please stand up? Okay. Oh, BJ doesn't have a check mark? Really? I don't have 100,000, but what I heard was that I know my friend Sean Davy Way, he's got a check mark on his name, and he's over 100,000. And I know it takes like a good month or 2 months to review your account, and it's reviewed by YouTube. So that's what I know. I don't know. Get some check marks going. All right, y'all. Thank you. I had to message you. I said, is this really you, or are you just messing with me? All right, shout out to Aaron. Y'all go follow Aaron. Please drop Aaron's link in the chat. Thank you. Check mark size matters. That's right. You see that Nike check mark? That's right. That's a huge check mark. Okay. Better late than never. That's right. How are you going to be legit if you don't have that check mark? Get that check mark, boo. If Aaron gets a check mark, there will probably be a controversy over the size. Probably. You never know. People worry about the craziest shit here. You never know. Oh my. Well, thank you, Joneson. I appreciate. We'll get there one day at a time. One day. I'm in no rush. In no rush. I know. Aaron is not the new Linda. Let's stop. Kim. Okay. So here is what's his name? Weedle, right? He's telling his story. Good. Hold up. I am paranoid. He's telling the story of his dad. Okay, Jake. Thank you. Weddle. Sorry, y'all. Weddle. He's telling the story of his dad, right? And we could kind of pick up on the fact that he's not telling the story of his dad. He's telling the story of another person, right? Y'all picked that up? You guys picked it up? Okay. All right. So I kind of got into it here and I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me go back a little bit.
You hear that? You guys hear that? Mustard on the beat. What? Hey, can I get a rapper to DM me? I want to do parody songs of all the Kendrick Drake diss raps. You know, something like a Hassan, keep the family away. Moist, keep the family away. Thank you for watching, and algorithm willing, I'll be around. So, like and subscribe, all that jazz. Appreciate you.
Thank you for watching. Sorry I cried a lot. I promise you the only thing I care about is that my mom told me she was proud of me. If money motivates you more than that, I bet you'll go far, kid. Huh. You said wrong video? Is it the story of his father? You sure? I don't know. I mean, is it subliminal for something else? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. This is the call with his mom? Maybe I'm not picking this up because this is like a different generation, y'all. Was he?
Hey.
Mom, you do me a favor?
I can try.
Do you remember when I came home from that challenge I talked about on that documentary?
Yes.
Describe my physical and emotional state.
Oh my gosh.
A pedophile? You say you're well, thank you, 13 hour. 13 hours educating us. Look, help me understand some of this. This guy is lame and not funny. See, am I the only one, B Tim, that feels this way? I'm trying to understand. And some people are saying, well, he's just sharing his experience. I feel bad that he's going through, but he needs to not quit the day job. Why, B Tim? So his dad is an actual pedophile? Is that what you guys are saying? It's corny, but his experience matters. He went through hell. No, I'm not. I'm just saying. You're saying he went through hell. I get that. But I'm trying to understand because it's very hard for him to get to the point, and I think he's making it, he's nervous about getting sued, right? I get that. It's a bit awkward. So it's like, is he talking about his dad? He is talking about his dad, and you guys are saying that his dad is a pedophile. I didn't know that about his dad. Let me know. Okay. You said he's a bit all over the place. Yeah, who wouldn't be in that situation? I definitely give it, but it's confusing for those that are just watching a little bit of it. He told his story on Dog Pack. Okay. He also talked about the PDF hiring knowingly hired. He did talk about that. Matter of fact, I have that clip. If we go here, okay, that's why I was like, oh, he's not joking on this one. Let me go back a little bit. Okay. And this is August the Duck. This, like, I appreciate the other creators that are breaking this down because it helps, but I don't know if he's just kind of dealing with this and he's just kind of putting that out there. So please excuse me, 13 hour. I'm not trying to make fun. I'm just like really trying to understand how to pick up from an outside perspective. So please be patient with me.
nobody took me seriously. Okay, that's kind of an exaggeration, but the fact that he's been able to make so many videos like that since, with very little pushback, is kind of insane. But that's just one aspect of what Jake talks about. Like I said, I would really recommend giving the video a watch. These first-hand accounts of people who are interacting with MrBeast on the daily are pretty intense, which I think you'll get an idea of from the bit we're watching today. We're going to be taking a look at the last, 5 minutes of the interview, where Dogpack404 questions Jake Weddle about if he ever heard of sexual misconduct within the company.
Weddle. Thank you for those that were correcting me. It's Weddle, Jake Weddle.
Outside of Ava Chris Tyson. And his answer to that is what we're going to watch now. Now, I'm going to let the clip play out in full because I feel like talking about this clip without showing you guys the tweet that followed it would kind of be pointless, because the tweet we're going to be looking at makes this clip go from somebody saying something that looks really bad, but who knows what's the actual story behind it, to this clip being something that might genuinely have the potential to ruin the MrBeast channel, which is something that previously I really didn't think was possible. The clip is about 2 minutes long, and here it is.
Outside of Ava Chris Tyson, did you notice any or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff that...
This right here was like this. This was so when I'm watching Jake's videos, I don't get this. You know what I mean? That's why it's so hard to kind of like, is he coming from a place of, he doesn't want to get sued. I can give him that. So I could definitely appreciate the fact that he's like speaking in a way that it's like, being funny. And then he's also adding in a little bit of himself. I completely get that. But what is throwing me off is like not being able to get a direct answer. I think that that's what it is. And shout out to everybody that's coming through. I see people here, Eat More Pizza, Mandy, McGee, welcome. Who else? I think I saw Pixie in here. Pixie Dot, thank you for being here. DJ says, yeah, I mean, DJ, honestly, like I'm just now picking up, Mr. Yeast made him run a marathon and he couldn't do it from blisters on his feet. That's torture. So those that were saying, he's been tortured, I'm trying to understand, because I'm like, which one? Where is he at? What is this? Yeah, it looks really bad for MrBeast. Absolutely. You said direct answers incoming now on this video, love. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Be patient with some of us that are struggling to pick up on this. Please and thank you.
That if it could be investigated, that'd be great. But it's like water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. The idea that Jimmy didn't know, or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. He's very careful about his image. The tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. How do you prove that, Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender.
Oh my God.
On the registry and everything.
And we've been knowing that, guys. We've been knowing that. We talked a little bit about that. 13 hours says 100 days in isolation torture. Okay, got it. He was tortured trying to do challenges. He had no darkness. It was 24 hours. You mean he had no light? 24 hours lighting for film? There is something to be said. Like, okay, and I said this in another video. I said, listen, you guys, it's not normal. Y'all remember, I'm sure Jimmy knew, hashtag Jimmy knew. You guys remember when the Hunger Games, okay? I was thinking about this because I used to love the Hunger Games. I was like into the whole movie and everything and the little franchise. Loved it when it first came out, right? But then I was thinking about this. I said, that can't be something normal for even the whole premise and the whole thing about the movies. You have a situation where a person is in power, okay, and they have money and they're able to destroy people's lives, and they have to participate in these games. They don't have a choice. You get selected, and if you get lined up, and if you don't participate, you can get executed, type of situation. They bring the best and they have these games and they all kind of duke it out, and it's like death games, right? I'm trying to figure out, like, there's something to be said about first of all, the people that organize something like that, but also like the people that sit there and watch it, the people that finance it. Something. I don't know. And then the former CEO I just heard this morning passed away too. A former CEO, I believe she had already stepped down. Yeah. But, you know, and we learned that a lot in all my psych classes under my graduate. You know, those Stanford experiences. Yeah. Like between the prison one, but then there's also the one where people would stick their finger in like an electrical socket and people would hear people scream and they wouldn't do anything about it, or they just sit there and be like whatever, or they turn up the volt button on it to continue to torture a person. That is scary because honestly, even within the animal kingdom, animals don't do that to each other. So it's just crazy to me to see us do that to each other, if that makes sense. Anyways, there's something to be said about that. And I'm sure that there's a really great psycho research paper, psychoanalyst, or somebody, you know, something in psychology could be said about that. Thank you. When somebody in the lab coat, you see them as an authority. I mean, that's crazy. And then we see them and we get hurt, or we turn on the button and we allow them to get hurt and nobody does anything. But it's all, Marina, but it's all made for kids, right? But it's all made for kids because we're not the targeted audience, right? At least I'm not. I'm in my late 30s. We're not the targeted audience. This is all made for kids. So I have to kind of wonder, what the hell is this all about? What is this all about? There's something, yeah, definitely sure. It's weird that something runs deep. Something runs deep in this. And I was thinking about this. I said, well, what made me, and I mean, I wasn't a kid when I was watching the Hunger Games. It was like, you know, it was out, but it was catered towards maybe young adults specifically at that time. I was not a young adult then. And I was watching this. I mean, it was very intriguing. I watched all of them. Okay. But then now looking at this, I said, y'all, like, this is like real life Squid Games, Hunger Games, anything games, right? Where people they get hurt. You said the dog pack video
Who
gets
worked there?
there? Okay.
And like you can, you know, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you know, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on the, that's one thing. You know, you go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. You know, like if you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be the rehabilitation in this country.
Mhm.
But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people.
Yeah.
And they knew that.
Yeah.
And he's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. And you know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender and that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender?
Let me stop right here. Okay. So I get it. All right. Jake's dad, this guy right here, right? And that's what I was so confused. Is a PDF file. Am I hearing that correctly? And so for Jake, this must be like is this full circle for me, right? That like I went you know, my somebody close to me is this, and here I am however long ago, here I am looking at this from a different lens. Is that what that is? There's only one Jake. This is the Jake that we're, well, there's Jake this, and then there's Jake the Viking. Exactly. It's triggering for him. Right? So it's like, wait, I went through this with my own family. Like, he's reliving this trauma. And so now here this situation is where it's being exposed. Thank you for saying this. It's being exposed now through MrBeast, right? Well, not MrBeast, but the MrBeast situation. That's what it is. So I guess it makes sense to me. Like, I know that he's trying to be funny and, I get that because that's his style. But this is important. I want to know too, like, how many other people, because clearly they just hired people out of like whatever they're asking to hire a chief of HR, somebody to do inclusivity, all this other stuff. If you want to watch a therapist react to dog pack therapy did, and I liked his opinions. Dog pack video react therapy did. Okay, I'll check it out. So this is making sense to me. I'm telling you guys, I'm watching a lot of this live. I'm catching up to this too. So if I don't know everything here, please excuse me. I'm literally reacting as we're watching this.
With a physical mat. Like, do I have to, is it more on the nose, or I don't know why they let him go, because there's rumors back and forth, so I don't know why they let him go, but he did leave at one point.
Okay, so this is what caused me to break my promise on not making any more MrBeast videos, because holy fucking shit, this is insane. From just this clip alone, this looks absolutely terrible. You've got an RSO working at a YouTube channel that not only targets children as their audience, but also includes children in a lot of their videos. An RSO who is on the registry not for some sort of victimless crime like this guy mentioned, like peeing in public or something, but for something that involved an individual between the ages of 1 and 11. Couple that with the fact that he's wearing a mask in the video they were showing when nobody else is. There's really only so many reasonable conclusions you can come to. Now, once this video went live, it did not take people a very long time to find out this guy's real name and confirm that he is in fact on the registry for a crime with a victim aged 1 to 11. Screenshots of his registry info are all over Twitter. I'm not going to show that because YouTube will probably not like that, but pretty much everything that this guy said has been confirmed to be true, not only by random people on Twitter, but also by a tweet made by the RSO's brother-in-law, Jake the Viking, another former MrBeast employee. Here's what it reads. Here's the truth. Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. I didn't include this in the clip, but the nickname of the...
Yes, we read this actually, guys. We read this. This was crazy. And then he makes an excuse for him. I'm just saying.
RSO is Delaware. Yes, he is an RSO. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him and others of sexual assault when she was 11. Delaware took a plea deal. That's why there was no jail time, but he still had to register.
Thank you for saying that, Mia. And he was a manager. He was in a leadership role. Thank you for saying that, love. He was, let's not forget that. He had a leadership role. He had a meeting. This is based on what Jake the Viking said. He had a meeting with Sue. Sue knew. Sue and Beast knew what was going on. They've been knowing, right? So I'm glad that you're saying this. I know we're getting a lot of trolls. Like, when I get trolls, first of all, that just tells me that y'all don't want me to talk about something, and I may not know a lot about what's going on, but I'm going to find out and I'm going to talk about it much more louder, just to make sure that you guys are hearing. And the thing is that anything MrBeast gets reported gets demonetized, so we have to be careful how you say things, how we say things, and everything. And I'm, like I said, I'm completely new to a lot of this topic because of, maybe it's a generational thing, I'm not really sure, but I'm learning and I'm definitely interested. So those that are in the chat that are correcting me, thank you. Like 13th hour shards, you guys, thank you for being patient with me and letting me bring some attention to this, and correct. And thank you, Need Some Sees, you as well. All of you guys that are here and are aware of kind of what's going on. But like some of the people, hey, Greg, some of the people don't want us to talk about this. And I'm starting to think that like this video is going to go on yellow. People start reporting stuff. I'm not really sure why. Now that it's out in the open, and there's millions, well, there's a lot of other creators that are here talking about this. I feel okay talking about it too. But at the same time, it's like, what's up with the trolls? Yeah, we definitely need to eat trolls for dinner. That's for sure.
His nickname isn't Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. This is another part of the clip that I did not include, but Jake Weddle said he heard rumors that the guy's nickname was Delaware because he wasn't allowed to go back to Delaware. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He's been back several times. He was hired before I was and was actually the reason I got hired at MrBeast. Before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and Sue, Jimmy's mom, and explained to them everything. So yes, Jimmy knew. But again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was hired in 2017/2018. Delaware was also let go from the company before I was. Delaware was supposed to be a behind-the-scenes manager, but in a couple videos, he was asked to partake because we needed people. He was reluctant, especially in the straitjacket because of his charges, and that's why he wore the mask. Delaware's charges are set to be dropped this fall. Delaware has been nothing but a good person, an amazing husband to my sister, and the best father to my 2 nieces that I could ever ask for. They want no part in this and want to just live their lives away from the limelight. I understand why anyone would be upset and frustrated over these allegations, and I do not blame them. Hurting kids in any way is completely unacceptable, but in the case of Delaware, I firmly believe he did nothing wrong and look forward to the day these charges are dropped. Thank you. Okay, there's a lot of shit to unpack here. Firstly, and I think the most important thing to come out of this, is that MrBeast has no way to say he did not know about this. Apparently, even the man's mom knew. Now, this is a complex and delicate situation because can people change?
Okay, so let me ask you guys a question, all right? Regarding Jake, this Jake right here, okay? He said he heard rumors, all right? He said that some people heard rumors, you know, but they were all rumors. My question to Jake is, when did he confirm? When did he determine that they had hired a child's registered sex offender in the company? What he did about it? Did he sit there? Like, that's the thing, is like, I'm struggling with this because, in my opinion, it's like, if you could sit there and be like, right now, you could sit there and be concerned. It wasn't a concern then. It was fine then, but it wasn't a concern. Like, it's a concern now. And for some of us to have kids that, you know, watch this kind of content, that's not cool. You know, I guess I'm a little confused by those that say, well, I didn't know, or I did know, but I couldn't talk because I was silenced. You don't have to be like, I guess I'm just confused by this. And, you know, maybe I'm off on this one.
Yes. And MrBeast is his own person.
Yeah.
If he ran a different kind of company that did not directly involve children, and he
not only did Jimmy know, Jimmy approved. You know what I mean? Jimmy approved. This goes back to that. And this guy is the one that, like, is really, like, he's a shady character, and he does the little crazy photos of people's children's with they're just inappropriate. I've seen that part too. You said, wait, I'm confused. Is Dell a registered? Yes. PDF, or just been charged and awaiting a verdict? No, he was charged. Jake the Viking would like everybody to believe that his charges are going to be dropped. No, he is a registered PDF file, okay? Registered in 3 states. All right? Registered in 3 states on a leadership position at MrBeast, a company that caters to children. Okay? Convicted. He's not awaiting convict. He's convicted. He's registered. He pled guilty. He took a plea deal, which I'm assuming part of his plea deal was to register it as a PDF. So I'm not really sure. Like, Jake the Viking, I don't understand when he said something to the effect of, he's not going to be, his charges are going to be pled down or whatever. I don't know about that. He's registered. That's it. They don't get removed. He's registered for life in 3 states. Yes.
Wanted to give a guy a chance at turning his life around. You do you, MrBeast. I'm not your daddy. Do I support it? In this case, no, I don't. But you do you. However, you don't do you, and you don't do this when you have a YouTube channel that interacts with and targets children. This is unacceptable. There's no way, there's no circumstance where this is okay. You cannot hire a registered sex offender when this is your line of work. Somebody somewhere fucks up the background check check, something isn't found, you find out later and then you fire them, that's one thing. But knowing this and deciding to hire them anyways, I mean, you've got to be fucking insane. Now look, I'm not trying to speculate here, but I'm going to. Obviously, nothing I'm saying here can be proven. But when you start to put these pieces together and you really look at it with all the context we've got, you really start to wonder what the fuck is going on with this group of people. You've got the Ava Chris Tyson shit. We already talked about how weird it was for these guys to be filming in a house where those posters were visible with nobody saying anything. You've got this super inappropriate and weird Discord conversations coming out, and now we've got this. I mean, at some point, things stop being coincidences, and you've got to wonder what's with the concentration of this kind of person making it to the higher levels of the MrBeast company. Now, look.
Yes, that is such a good point. Like, this is not just a one-off incident, if you know what I mean. And Matt's mom forever says, comment rabbit, hi, love your show, and thank you for covering this. My son is 12 and heard about this. Him and his friends immediately unsubscribed from his YouTube channel. If my kids know this is wrong, so do they. Thank you for saying that. Honestly, yeah, kids aren't as dumb as we think they are, you know? No, they're not. And I think it's important to kind of highlight that. If they can pick up on context, I'm sure that they can pick up on certain things. And I appreciate you saying that, because I think that's like the thing that we all have to be very much mindful of. Who's responsible for investigating this? Is it even illegal? Their HR department is, I mean, that's how it works, right? If you've worked in companies, hell, in government, whatever you've worked in, who investigates allegations? It's usually either a third party or your HR department. That's what's supposed to investigate. But if your company doesn't have an HR department and you've hired a bunch of people, like, then what do you have? Like, you're really running a risk. Down the road, my channel is an LLC. I'm the only person that runs it. I don't have anybody editing. I don't have anybody posting. I don't have anything for anybody, right? But if I did, and it was a multi-million situation, yeah, okay, you hire your people that do the work, the HR, the hiring, somebody outside of you as an owner and founder or CEO or COO or whatever. That's not what they had. That's not what the leaked email even said, that they were hiring people up on the scale over this. That not from what they said. Not from the leaked email. Hold up. Do I still have that leaked email? Let me see. I think I do. Let me see. It's this one right here. This leaked email right here. They basically said that they were looking to hire a chief of operations and an HR, and they needed inclusivity training, and they needed a bunch of other trainings. I'm like, what? HR would and should have not hired them in the first place if they have an HR. I don't know if they do. I don't know. You said when he had the guy trying his chocolate, Mr. Yeezy kept making reference to the guy who gave him an honest opinion of his shit chocolate. Kept saying, "Oh, you're a dark chocolate guy," racial undertones. Yeah, I saw that too. That was weird, right? Mia says they all come off as having Peter Pan syndrome, being ruled by a woman who believes she and her son should be royalty. Jimmy will always create barriers to taking responsibility. Right. You said, I believe Delaware broke his RSO stipulations by working in a known environment catering to children. So that agency needs to see if they can be put back into custody. I don't know if that's, wow. You guys remember when Brian Peck, they hired was it Nickelodeon? I mean, both Disney and Nickelodeon had a known pedo, okay? They still hired him, right? So that's another thing too. I mean, I don't know if Brian Peck had been charged I think he was already charged and they kept him there, but that's another one. That's the question, Suzanne, is how does he still have subscribers? I don't know. This is crazy. Matt Pineapple says there wasn't anything racial about it. The guy liked the dark chocolate bar, so Jimmy said the guy was a dark chocolate guy to rationalize why he didn't like the first non-dark chocolate bar. Okay. My kid won't watch Mr. Beat anymore. We talked about him having people having inappropriate conversations in contact with children. They know what's that all about from a convo we've had. They said they don't like him anyways. Right. Thank you. Disney hired him remotely to get around the conviction, says Greg. People do hire the thank you for saying that, Greg, right? Brian Peck. He was hired to get around the conviction remotely. And it's one of those jobs that it's like if you know somebody, you know somebody, you know somebody type of situation. Clap, clap, clap. The RSO in all cases has a responsibility here. Doesn't mean other people didn't also neglect to take necessary precautions. I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. I doubt this will end the MB channel, but it will probably reduce views and subs. I don't know if it will reduce views and subs. If anything, I think you're going to get some like really sick people that are going to continue to support, in my opinion. You said also sent an update to requesting thing for the RSO registry to update his tattoos on his shoulders. I think that should be updated. Though that should always be updated. That should always be updated. He may lose a lot of sponsors. I think he's going to lose a lot of sponsors. I definitely agree with that. You said, yeah, put him on a Sweet Life and Zach and Cody, which is the last thing he should have done. Exactly. Thank you, Shards, for saying that. Thank you, Shards, for saying that. So, Mad Pineapple, are you like trolling my people? Like, I'm gonna need you to chill out a little bit, okay? Please and thank you. You made your point. We read your comment. We got it, okay? Are you defending a lot of this behavior? I guess I'd like to know. Here lurking in driving. Shout out to you. How am I? No, I'm asking you. Like, are you? You made your point. Okay, like you made your point. Don't. I guess I don't understand. You said it wasn't racist. We get it. Some people don't feel that way. You can't dictate how other people are feeling, just like nobody can tell you how to feel. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you, Chico. Let's do that. Thank you. It's the craziness. And I'm like, I'm always kind of side-eyeing the defenders of the Mr. Yeast folks. I'm like, really? I love it. I love it. It's crazy. Shout out to you guys, y'all. Okay, let's get going with this because I do have to head out in a little bit, but I want to circle back to this again.
Now, look, this could just be a case of survivorship bias. MrBeast works with so many people that it's sort of unlikely for no bad eggs to come through, is what I would say if there wasn't what appears to be evidence that MrBeast knew about all of this while these people were working for him. Look, it's one thing to hire a person and then find out they're not...
Well, and not only MrBeast, but also, like... Are these people aware of what's going on as well?
So good person. It's a different thing to employ them through that. Look, I'm not trying to speak for anybody at the MrBeast company or speak for their morals, but if I was working on a project and somebody came up to me and said, hey, this new guy, yeah, he's on the registry for doing something to an 11-year-old. We can't use his real name and we have to hide his face. I would have said, oh, okay, go fuck yourself. I'm not going to be a part of that.
Thank you.
So you really got to start wondering, what is the work environment like on these sets where everyone was like, yeah.
I'm so glad he said that because it's true. Like if he's got you can't use his face. He's in the registry, but you can't use his face. Why? They knew people were going to find out at some point. That don't make any sense. Like this is a shout out. This is August the Duck. And like I said, condensed 13-minute videos. You got my attention, girl, because my ADHD is too much.
yeah, okay, that's fine. We can hide this guy's identity because if people found out who he really is, we'd be in some real deep shit. Like, what the hell is going on? And look, this guy can say that he's a great person, a great husband, an amazing friend, all this shit. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's lying. This is about MrBeast knowing what the situation was, knowing what he does for a line of work, and deciding this guy is a good fit anyways. That's unacceptable. This is a step beyond faking your videos or doing unfair giveaways. This is some real devious shit. It would be one thing if MrBeast just hired the guy and he stayed behind the scenes. Still bad in my opinion, but it would be objectively better than putting him in videos where you give him a fake name and you cover up his identity because you knew what you were doing was wrong. It makes me want to put all my money into shovels because this hole seems to be getting exponentially bigger for the MrBeast team. Well, guys, what do you think? Are people like me overreacting? Was this just MrBeast trying to do some good? Because I can't believe that's the case. I refuse to believe that. There are too many similar things coming out about people who work for this company.
I do like the duck. Let me say that much. It reminds me of the, y'all remember Aflac, the insurance? Aflac, the insurance, and then they use the duck. VTims, they now have channels that condense things at like 60 seconds. I thought that was TikTok. Sometimes. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, in and out. That's surprising. It's just like, it's so hard. Like, you kind of have to wonder, do you care? Do you like, well, what is going on? You know, this man might not be funny, but he has broken down doing the challenges. Yes, Pixie. I would agree. It was nice to see that other interview of him because at the very least we're able to see like he's broken, but also things coming full circle, maybe some trauma that he needs to address in his life, especially coming from, you know, his own personal stuff. That's another one. And then now kind of like here he is, however many years later, reliving it through another situation, right? This can't be easy. Finding out that somebody that you're close to or somebody that you like or respect did something to somebody else. You know what I mean? Because I would imagine that it's a conflicting feeling. If you've ever been in that situation where it's like, no, did they really, you know, harm somebody? Are they really a PDF file? Like, what exactly is this? And then you're finding this out later on. And if you've been affected by it, yeah, it could definitely hurt you. You said talks about emotional manipulation that MB has done has due to money and power. Wow. You said now he got a new house. They put him in videos. They did. He was doing challenges. I mean, people are talking about treadmill, 24 hours treadmill, or whatever treadmill with no shoes. I mean, my fucking feet hurt on a treadmill on 25 minutes and I got shoes. Like, are you kidding me? Just imagine that. As a mother, I know how hard it can be to keep those PDF files away. They're everywhere. These people show us exactly who they are and what they're up to. They do not hide it. No, they don't. Shards is like Aflac. Y'all remember? So Aflac and J, is it Jake or Jake? I think it's Jake from State Farm. I have a stuffed duck that says Aflac when you squeeze it. Really? Is Aflac still around anyways? Mr. Yeast mom is an HR and recruiter. She passed. Really? Exactly. So if she was doing the HR, running the company, runs the money, I believe in giving people second chances. I have had many of them, but those studies that show that PDF files tend to reoffend, that's why they're not allowed around children. That's why. There's a lot of studies for it. Offenders should be able to work, but the work should be around adults, right? You said, I think they should have made 2 videos. I think the PDF file is bigger issue so far. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I cannot believe it. I don't know. My friend is supposed to play one of his games. Okay. Offenders should not be allowed in roles. Thank you. Thank you, Marina. I couldn't agree. And I mean, he was in a manager role where they have power and influence, you know? That's it. The Mad Pineapple says, I never defended him. I just said that he was trying to save face about his garbage chocolate. He sucks, and I hope he's canceled. Jesus. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm just saying, because it's like, but you're bringing the issue up, and people are telling you, well, I found it to be offensive, and then you want to ask somebody if they're black. Like, that's not your place to do that. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that was the right place to. I don't know. Like, if people are offended, they're offended by that, and I get it, you know. And that's what I'm just saying that you don't know who's black and who's not. You're not going to ask them, are you black? Are you black? Why would you be offended? Why do they have to be black to be offended? Like, maybe they're just offended, you know? Having a PDF filer in MrBeast business is like having an alcoholic work at a bar. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea. Jake called out the Viking. Yes. 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 Thank you, Monica. Welcome. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I have to head out because I got to go tend to baby bunny. But I want at 13 hour, I want to shout you out and a couple of you guys there in the chat, especially you, because you were keeping me on track on this. I want to go back and watch a couple more because the thing is first of all, August the Duck definitely catered to me and my like ADHD to kind of get to the point. It's kind of hard to watch Jake and some of the other ones because maybe it's a different kind of crowd. They're all over the place. So it's so hard for me to understand like where do I go from here? What do I do? Yada, yada, yada type of situation. So I appreciate the bite size. Thank you, Sharks. I do the bite size because then it's like, all right, like, and then if I want more, I indulge in more and I understand because it's a lot of information for somebody to just kind of consume. But the biggest thing is that MrBeast, okay, million channel YouTube channel, right, hired a registered sex offender, okay, that offended on children and also knew about the Ava Chris messages with children, okay, knew about it, even though he likes to say in his statement he didn't know, he was just made aware, no, and was a participant to some of this stuff. I think it's important, you know what I mean? But that's just how I feel. That's all. Yes, thank you. I'm just saying, Madison, you love. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you. And again, Matt, I'm just saying, like, we all have differences of opinion. Thank you, Greg, for pointing that out. You know, we all have differences of opinion, and I welcome them all. And I don't want us to get trolled over them. But I will let you guys go because Baby Bunny's looking at me like, "Are you done, Mom? Are you done?" So I got to go tend to her. All right, bye, guys. Bye, bye.